Hey team, this is the overview that I promised you guys for the theory prep for tomorrow's test. So let's go ahead and review together Chapter 6, General Anatomy. I'm going to do a quick overview of everything highlighted in red and a little bit more so I can get into detail so you know what you're doing on the test and things will make a lot more sense. So really quick, what is anatomy? Anatomy is the scientific study of the shape and structure of the human body. It is important for the dental assistant, such as yourself, and healthcare professional to understand the basic structure and shape of the human body. Anatomical terms must be understood for communication in the health profession to be effective. So general anatomy, so in general, basic anatomical reference systems, the planes and body directions. You have structural units, body cavities, body regions, and for anatomical purposes, we discussed frontal, distal, posterior, anterior. Those are all terms such as anatomy, okay? So planes, anatomical position in the body. Anatomical position is the body standing just straight up with the feet together and the arms hanging at the sides with the palms facing forward. Planes and directions continued. We have a sagittal plane. That's the vertical plane dividing the body from top to bottom and left and right sections. You have mid-sagittal plane, just like the midline in the mouth. It is vertical, dividing the body into equal right and left halves, so dividing the right from the left. The horizontal plane divides the body into the superior upper and inferior lower. Again, going back to the quadrant of the mouth, we have that vertical plane and we have that horizontal plane that makes that quadrant, right? And it just divides the mouth from the upper to the lower. Pretty simple, I hope anyway. The frontal plane, this is a test question. Write it down, guys. The frontal plane divides the body into anterior front and posterior back. Now, this is referring to the body, but when we're talking about the mouth, the anterior teeth are your front teeth from canine to canine, incisors and laterals. Incisors and canines, right? So posterior would be your molars and premolars. And we went over this in class a lot, so I hope you guys understand that, anterior versus posterior. But I hope it's making sense now as far as the planes and body directions go, why we're going over it. Here's a little photo of the frontal plane, horizontal plane, anterior versus posterior, mid-sagittal plane. So just look at the photos, and this is actually a part of the homework for Chapter 6, labeling. So here's the answers, you guys. So pay attention. Chapter 6, this is a charting exercise. So here is the photo to help you guys out with that. All right, so I'm continuing on. Structural units. Nothing in red, but structural units contain cells, tissues, organs, and body systems. Okay, I'm going on. It's talking about cells and all the good stuff about cells in our body, but I'm just going to hit the red for you guys to help you with that test, okay? So adult stem cells can be found in tissues of both adults and children. Stem cells from bone marrow have also been used in bone marrow transplant procedures for many, many years. That is a test question. Adult stem cells from bone marrow have been used for bone marrow transplants for many years. Adult stem cells are also found in blood, skin, dental pulp, retina, skeletal muscle, and the brain. Dental pulp, what the heck is that? Well, the dental pulp, you guys, is something that it's a part of the anatomy of the tooth. Imagine an M&M and they have all those layers. They have the color first, then they have the chocolate, then they have some other type of layer, and then they have a peanut, right? And inside the peanut, there's another little different form of a peanut, whatever. That's just an example. Just like a tooth, there are layers to it. The dental pulp is a part of that layer. You guys will learn the layers of the tooth as well. We'll get into that on campus, so I can draw it for you guys. I can show you pictures, and I could explain it. And I'll pass out some M&Ms for you guys, okay? It'll make more sense when I see you face to face. But just know there are different surfaces of teeth Sorry, I got lost. Okay, I got thrown off. So continuing on, you guys. Nucleus, what is that? The control center of the cell. So that's kind of interesting, right? So the nucleus is the control center of the cell. It directs the metabolic activities in the cell itself. The nucleus of every cell, except mature red blood cells, contains a complete set of body's chromosomes. So that will be on the test, and that is a test question. The chromosomes contain DNA and RNA, two chemicals that carry all genetic information. Okay, so continuing on to the tissues. They're formed when millions of the cells with the same shape, size, structure, and functions join together to perform a specific function for the body. Connective tissue, which is adipose, fat. Tissue that stores fat tissues provide energy sources when needed. Fat cushions, supports, and insulates the body. That's adipose. Okay, and that is, the test question would say, which of the following types of connective tissues, cushions, supports, and insulates the body? That would be adipose. Okay, now going on to another test question. Connective tissue, vascular, transports nutrients and oxygen to the body's cell and carries away the waste products. Okay, that is on the test. I'm not going to give you the number, but it is on there. Next, going on to types of tissues. Epithelial tissues are external skin or internal body surfaces. Mouth tissue linings in the oral cavity, which is the test question and answer, intestines, and so on. So what is the tissue that lines our mouth? Well, that would be the epithelial tissue. Okay, epithelial tissue. Which kind of body tissue lines the oral cavity, you guys? Epithelial. Okay, let's go find some more reds over here. We don't have any more red, so that is a quick overview of Chapter 6 and all the key points to help you guys have a better understanding of the test question. Sometimes it's a little bit better when somebody's saying it out loud for you and reading it for you. So I hope this helps. I wish we could have been doing this live, but thank you guys for understanding. Technology and Wi-Fi just doesn't always work out. But I hope this helps you guys. So there's Chapter 6. I hope you guys can answer. I think it's the first 6 questions on the test. Hint, hint. So let me know if you guys need help with any of those, and I will go ahead and send the rest of the chapters a little later on today.